Hello, welcome to another weekly review, another weekly rating. We have another 5 items to check out this week. Let's talk about them. So in last place this week, we have this Morphe Make It Big mascara. I got this mascara as like an extra in a recent Morphe package that I bought online directly from Morphe. I don't know if this is like a travel size mascara, if this is like a sample size mascara. What I do know is that there is I believe, a full size Make It Big Morphe mascara. And this is at the bottom of my list just because I didn't feel like it says it's a volumizing mascara in bold black. It says it was distributed in Bourbon, California, but it was made in Malta. I think it says made in Italy. So this is the first time I've ever tried mascara for Morphe. I usually am very aware. What's the best word to use? I've only ever been allergic to 2 things, usually, except for this most recent palette that people got mad at that I had an allergic reaction to. But pretty much it's usually only eyelash glue and mascara. So when I don't really try out new mascaras. Once I find a good mascara, which currently is a Maybelline mascara, I think it's the Sky High Maybelline mascara is what I always have in my makeup bag. That's what I've been using, I think, for the past almost 3 years at this point, because I haven't had an allergic reaction to it. So I did kind of take a chance with this Morphe one. I'm glad to report I did not have an allergic reaction. It is a mascara. It's on the bottom of the list this week just because I don't feel like it really lengthened my eyelashes. I don't really feel like it made them fuller. It was just a mascara, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't call it necessarily a bad mascara, but it didn't really deliver on the promises I thought it would on a mascara called Make It Big. They didn't really make my lashes big. I also am not usually a fan of this kind of brush in a mascara. I prefer the plastic bristles because I feel like you get more product on there. But this is the brush for this Make It Big mascara. I'm going to finish it. I'm not going to give it away. I feel like mascara is not something you can really give away. But I'm just going to finish it as is, but I really don't feel like I need to purchase this. I don't know what the cost of this usually is because I got this for free. But ultimately, is it a mascara and it worked well? I guess so. I can't really say I really recommend it because I don't feel like I said, that it really did anything other than just exist as a mascara. It didn't lengthen, it didn't volumize, it didn't do any of that stuff you usually hear mascaras do. It just made my eyelashes darker, helped me curl them up a little bit, but that's kind of it. I don't feel like I really had much of an effect with this mascara, and that's why it's in the last place of the rating this week. But yeah, it didn't come in any box, it just came loose like this. Maybe if you see it at your local wholesale, you know, your Ross, your TJ Maxx, maybe you could try it out if you want. But otherwise, I think this is just a pass. You don't have to buy this if you're on the Morphe website. I don't feel like it accomplished what they said they would do. 4th place, this is the Glamlite Friday the 13th No Place to Hide lip kit. We have another lip kit this week. You can see here on the back the shades that it's supposed to have. There's a lip liner and a lipstick. And I think there's ingredients. They're quite tiny. I feel like they could have made that bigger. If you have all this space, you made this big, but not the ingredients. Okay. So you have the ingredients in here if you're interested. And then on the back it has the supposed shades. This is in my 4th place. And it's honestly probably mostly due to me. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I do really like the Glamlite bullet lipstick formula. I feel like it's really hard to mess up a bullet lipstick formula. I am not a lip liner girl, but I've been trying it for the sake of trying these products. This is the lip liner. This is the lipstick. The lip liner, I think, is you twist this. This is plastic. I don't know if a shade like this really goes with the lipstick they've chosen. It's like a red brown, and I don't know. I don't feel like it looked as good as it could have looked. Additionally, I think this wasn't my favorite because I'm wearing it in the wrong time. I think this would look really pretty in the fall time. It's very kind of orange leaning. You can see there is like a wraparound on the actual bullet lipstick. I do like the lipstick. I just don't think this time around I was able to wear something that made it look really good. Although I'm excited to try this color out again in the fall, where I think I'll be wearing more orange leaning things. But like, what do you think of this duo? I like the lip liner and I like the lipstick, but I like them separately. I feel like together, other than the fact I don't think lip liner looks good on me, I don't feel like these two went together. Like, these don't really make sense to me. It didn't look good when I tried to blend it out. I would put these on separately, honestly. So I like them separately. I don't think they're good as a duo. My mistake that I try to use it for this time around during the summer, because I think this would do a lot better during the fall, but that's why it's in 4th place. Do I recommend it? I mean, the products itself, yes, like I've said before, I like the bullet lipsticks from Glamlite. I do. I'm not too read upon the lip liners. It lip lined, like I think it was a decent lip liner, but I don't think that this was a good time to try this one in particular. But if you are interested, I would say go ahead and pick it up. Just to say again, this one, the Morphe mascara, was a free product. This Friday the 13th I got on sale for $9. Alright, so the third product we have this week is from Sugar Drizzle. This is the Plumeria Dragon Eyeshadow Impressed Pigment palette. I don't think this palette's being sold anymore because I actually ended up getting this on sale. I don't remember what the discount was initially, but I did get this. I can't see what it was. So it looks like this was selling for $40, and I'm not sure how much the percent off was. I wish they would show it on the actual receipt, but it looks like I did get a discount on it. I just don't know how much, but it looks like this did originally go for $40. $40 for this is quite pricey. I want to say I remember getting this for like $16. That's what I feel like I remember it being, or at least something more like 20 something, maybe 22. I feel like that makes a little bit more sense for this kind of palette, because there's a reason why it's in the middle of the road in my rating, and it's because I do kind of feel like it's a little middle of the road. So I did a Cotton Candy Jeffree Star review recently, and honestly this is more of what I would expect from a cotton candy palette. I would call this my cotton candy palette. So we have this cute little artwork of this little dragon. I feel like it's so cute. It looks like it just like burst out of the egg. You have all the ingredients in the back, not too small, so you can see everything. And we're gonna open this up, and the outside looks exactly as the box. You have the same artwork and the same kind of information in the back, so you can get rid of that if you wanted to. There is a mirror in there if you were interested, so there's a full mirror on the other side of the palette, and this is the actual palette itself. So this palette, I think, reads to me more what I would have loved Jeffree to do. I'm not sure if we needed that big of a palette. I think these shades, overall, there's some shades that I quite like in here, and there's some shades where I'm like, okay, this is what we could have done differently. Like, there is a mixture, because I know it says Eyeshadow Impressed Pigments. There are shimmers in here, and then there are what feels like satins. So I would say that these three plus this one, which are probably my favorite of the ones, are all actually shimmers, versus like this one, and this one are more like satins. They're not as shiny, they're drier formula, and the mattes I think are some of the best. I absolutely really loved this Miss Dragon and On My Wings. These two I absolutely love. They're like the usual mauve lip I do for like when I want a mauve lip. These two shades are really pretty on light medium skin, and I really liked the way it looked on my eyes. And then you have this bright Plumeria Dragon and then Dragon Fruit as well. These two bright pinks are also really pigmented. I think they're very gorge as well. But overall, my first use of this palette, I basically used just this bottom row, and I wasn't too impressed because I did kind of start more with the satins, not the shimmers. So I was like, oh no, like I'm thinking I'm gonna have to pass this along. But then I tried the middle row, and these two are more what I'm talking about. These two are shades I do not have in any other palette. I have shades like this, I think, in maybe liquid eyeshadow form, but not in actual like eyeshadow form in a palette, I feel like. These two as well, they feel like they were really pretty blendable. I think the things that I really liked more about the matte shades is that it was visible on my skin, because sometimes that is, even though I'm not even like, you know, very like light or very dark, like I'm light medium, I'm almost in the middle. So it's crazy to me that sometimes I find I have difficulty looking for matte shades that appear on my skin or look on my skin as they do in the pan, because sometimes that's also difficult. But let me swatch these two in the middle. I really liked these two because I have difficulty finding light pinks like this, and it is so pretty. So we have that blue, which is a duochrome, like it shifts. It's shifty. We're gonna put these over here. And it shifts from like a deeper blue to like a kind of greeny, lighter aquamarine. I think that's really pretty. This one's a little bit more chunkier, but I'm willing to work with it because it is a pink that I think worked really well on my eyes and it looked pretty. So I'm willing to work with that and overcome that. The pinks in here are so intense. They're so intense. I think I'll swatch on my wings, just so you can see a matte shade, because I think it's so gorge. Look at that. That's a matte. That is a matte. I really am impressed more with the mattes in this. Look at that. Oh, nice. I love that. I think I'll just also swatch, let's swatch two of the, what I consider more satins, because they're definitely a lot more subtle. It's not necessarily about the pigment, it's the fact that they're just not very shiny, but you can definitely tell, like, that is not a matte. Like, it has a little bit of shimmer, but it's definitely not like the other two. And then this is like another, what I would consider, not a shimmer, but a satin. And they have a little bit of shine, but not that much. Look at how intense that is. FYI, if you are lighter skinned, you will probably have some staining, because it does say that it's pigments, and they are quite pigmented. So I'm keeping this. I would have liked maybe a slightly different color story, because I love this blue in here, and if we're gonna base it off like the artwork here, I think I might have replaced maybe this one, and this one, maybe like 3 of them, and done a little bit more into something that might complement this blue in here. Like, there's some teal in this artwork, maybe a little bit of teal, or maybe something that's a little bit more like a sagey blue. That would have been interesting to see. And I'm just basing it off the artwork. But overall, I think that I'm going to keep this palette, because this to me is what I think is my cotton candy queen palette. Like, these are the colors that I expect. I know they're not like light pale colors, but they're still kind of giving me that like cotton candy, like fairy princess kind of goodness feeling. There's definitely colors in here, like these pinks are just super Jeffrey, and like the purples and stuff, but this is, I feel like, a lot more travel friendly. And if I'm having a pink weekend, this is the kind of palette I would probably grab if I wouldn't just grab a monochromatic pink palette, because there are purples in here. So there's the purples, there's the pinks, and then there's this blue in here. So I think that gives me a little bit more variety, a little bit more wiggle room to do all that stuff. But the reason why it's in the middle is because initially I didn't like it, but I did end up liking it. However, I'm still not super impressed with the formula, but I will be keeping it. I do think overall it's a good little travel palette to have with pinks. So this one is in 3rd place this week. Alright, in 2nd place this week, this is the Glamlite Ghost Face Lip Kit. Yes, another Glamlite lip kit. I've got quite a couple of these, and once again we have the ingredients in the back and all that information. And if we pull up close right there, we can see that there is supposed to be, it looks like a dark brown, but I feel like it's actually a black in here. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure it's a black, but it looks dark brown on the box. But there is a lip liner and 2, look at that. Again, I love just pulling it out. I love pulling it out and just taking it out. It makes it so much simple to just pull this ribbon out and you're done. So we're gonna pull this out. Thankfully, we have a little bit more room. I've had some issues in trying to pull these out sometimes, but they come in this box. They're nice. Oh, girl, this is fancy. So this is the lip liner. It is a wooden lip liner, I believe. So you will need to eventually grab your pencil sharpener and sharpen this. From what I remember, this is actually a black. Let's do it down here. This is a black. This is a black. There's no way this is brown. I don't know why it looks brown on the box. That's a black. Okay, y'all, that is a black. And this is in 2nd place because, watch this. So there's nothing to pull. You're like, where do I pull? You push the top. There is, I think that is a knife at the top. It says Ghost Face. It's actually matte all the way around pretty much. But you click the top. When you click the top, the bottom comes out. And we pull off the top. And now that's how you get that top out. There used to be a ghost face on my lip. You can tell that I used it. You can totally tell that I used it. You can see the black there too. But this, there used to be a little face on the actual, part that you put on your lips. And then there's just little knives that's around the entire outside of the lip, but I thought that this formula, because this one feels a little bit more matte than the Friday the 13th one. This one's a lot more creamy. This one's a lot more matte. And they were both $9 because I got them both on sale. And I'm surprised by how much I enjoyed actually using this. I didn't have the right eye looks, but I could tell that a black lipstick with this beige lip absolutely demands a very like intense gothy eye look. And it's like super pale, but with a black, it just somehow works. There was just something, I was so surprised that I actually liked it. Like, I was very intrigued. Like, it looked so bizarre on me because, like I said, I don't wear lip liners. But at the same time, there was something that I liked and I wanted to continue exploring. So, I loved the formula and how it felt on my lips. Let's close this up and then we just shove that back in there. And now it's in there. It clicks back in. This was really fun to use this past week. I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I did. And I don't remember picking this out, honestly. Like, I don't know what got me to pick this because I don't usually do lip liners and lipsticks, and I look back at the pictures and I remember opening this and I was like, I picked a brown that's probably not going to show up on my skin, and I picked a black liner, like, oh my god, this is going to look awful, but I'm going to have to try it. I already bought it. It actually looks kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it looks a little weird to me, but at the same time I'm like, but why does this actually look good? I just need the right eye look. I think this demands a dramatic smoky eye. I think that would look really sexy. So I'm really happy that I bought this. I'm obviously going to keep this as well. I think, again, this is another lip duo that I picked that I think is going to be super awesome for the fall. I think this is going to be such a sexy look. Oh, it's coming out. I had so much fun with this. This was really fun. I really liked exploring this, which I think is what the fun part about makeup is, just exploring and seeing what you like. But I like this a lot more than I thought I would. Have you guys tried any of these lip liners, these lip kit duos? I would love to know which ones you guys have. I have a good handful of them, okay? I quite like them because I really like the formula that Glamlite has with these right now. But it's a yes from me. I'm keeping this. I think if you're interested in buying this, maybe you take the plunge to see how you feel about it once you put it on, because it definitely feels a little bit outside of the box to me with a black liner and a nude lipstick. That feels a little very outside of the box for me, but I think that it looked like this was very popular in the 90s, so I feel like that's probably why they chose a duo like this. But it's a guess for me. I love it. I'm keeping it. This is my last and final item, my number one pick for this week. This is the blush duo from Juvia's Place in volume 6. I got this on sale, I believe, for $9. This is 2 blushes, and I had an amazing time this week using this. I did not think I was going to like this as much as I did. So the volume 6 is actually the oranges of this collection. So we can see here, it looks, the outside of the palette pretty much looks like the same as the palette, except the palette actually opens like a notebook versus a palette, a usual kind of maybe eyeshadow palette we're used to. There is a long mirror in there if you're interested in that, but this is the volume 6 Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette. I absolutely fell in love with this, and not for looks. Once I got it in person, I was like, oh girl, this is too light and this is too dark. I don't think this is gonna work. We're gonna try it, but I know it's gonna look like trash. Absolutely was completely wrong. This shade is so beautiful on my skin. I'm so blown away. I'm so blown away, because at first look you're like, that is way too light. On the skin, on my face, it just blends in perfectly, and it gives me the perfect amount of orange that I want. And if I want a more intense orange look, I can start packing this on. And even then, just doing like a light kind of brush using the orange. Oh, I'm so blown away with these. These are, I'm going to continue using this. This is going to be in my bag for the next couple weeks, because I really enjoyed using these blushes from Juvia's Place. So pretty, so fun. So this is the darker, and I'll look for right now if they have any names, but I found they were very easy to blend, so nicely pigmented. If you really want to pack it on, you can. This is the lighter one, and I loved putting both on usually at the same time. It's so nice. And I know you're gonna just have to take my word for it, because I know on my arm you're like, maybe that doesn't look right to you. but on your skin, on your face, when you're looking for an orange blush, if you're looking to delve into orange blushes and try out orange blushes, I'd say maybe start with this. Now that is my recommendation based on someone who is, like I've talked about my skin tone before, light medium, because being light medium, I feel like I could use both of these. But I think if you're more fairer or more deep, I'm not exactly sure if you're more deep, if this one would look as well on you, or if you're fairer, how intense this one might look on you. But personally for me, like, I do recommend it because I do love it for my skin tone. I think these are great shades for my skin tone. I would say so far of what I've tried, these are my favorite orange blushes until I have something to compare it to. I've been eyeing the Ofra orange blushes for some while now, but they haven't been on sale, and until they're on sale, I don't think I'm going to grab them yet. I know I have a lot of makeup. I'm trying to cut back and only buy when it's on sale, and that's kind of helps me not grow my collection too big. But I absolutely have fallen in love with this. This has been so much fun to use. I love these shades. I've looked at the other shades that they have in this volume collection, we'll say, of the Juvia's Place blushes, and I feel like I already have blushes that are similar to those, but not to this. This feels a lot more unique, and it's not something I've seen yet in my collection. I know I still have a P. Louise orange blush to go through, and maybe that will be the blush book that I keep from P. Louise, because so far I have decluttered those other two. But I mean, we'll see. This is my top. I love this one. This is absolutely beautiful. I really recommend it if you think if these are shades you think that might go well with your skin. Because these, babe, I love these. I'm going to be using these all summer long. Orange is in for the summer. Put your orange blushes on. This is it, girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know down below what your favorite product of this week was. We had a good mix of eyeshadows, mascaras, we got the lips, we got the blush, we had a whole face this week. Y'all have a wonderful week.